Welcome to the new West show. This is your host, West. Yeah, that's my new nickname, West. So I would like to be known by West from now on. Anyways, today's topic is going to be something of a something interesting. Something I've seen, something I've lived through, something I have witnessed, and it's communication. All right, is it's the lack of the ability to communicate. A lot of us aren't quite sure what that is. I wasn't quite sure what effective communication was until I started digging in and paying attention. Anyway, this is what I found. I'd like to hear your comments below in the comments section. Come on, guys. DM me if you don't want to be posting public comments, or go ahead, drop some comments down below. I want to hear from you guys. All right. I know there's gotta be more people out there experiencing things such as what we're going to talk about tonight. All right, so communication. What is effective communication? All right, what would be a good definition? Well, I found one, and I agree mostly with it. And it is the ability to convey information to one another effectively and efficiently. So obviously this is communicating between more than one person. Could be between 2, 3, 4, 1,000, a million. It's got to be conveyed effectively and efficiently. Well, let's find out how we do that. All right, so we can ask ourselves that question. How? How do we do this effectively? Well, there are many skills needed. Okay, this is where we start going down a deep tunnel, because this is more than just being able to talk and understand each other's language. Okay, it's a little more involved in that, and I'm going to cover the following. Okay, the first is you have to be clear and concise. Okay, so again, there's many skills that we need to be able to communicate effectively, but I'm only going to go over a few. All right, and this is be clear and concise. In other words, get straight to the fucking point. All right, if you want to communicate something, in this case, we're going to use your spouse, okay? Your wife, your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, someone you're dating, or just friends or siblings. Okay, this all works for that, but we're gonna focus on the spouse. All right, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. All right, so we gotta get straight to the fucking point here. All right, and avoid too much elaboration. What is elaboration? That's when you're like, oh, it was because of this and on that date. And, oh, it was fucking 2 years ago today, blah, blah, blah. It was raining and the wind was blowing. Yeah, that's too much elaboration. All right, we don't need to get all that, okay? We don't need to involve all these little details. All right, so no sermons. All right, so that no fucking sermons, guys. We don't want to sit there and just talk our other half's ear off until they just straight up stop paying attention to us, or they're like, fuck this, and zone out. Yeah, that happens. Control your emotions, guys. The last thing we want to do is get all heated up in a conversation, or too sad, any emotion that could make us lose control. Okay, that's what this means. Controlling our emotions, so we don't want to get all emotional where we lose control and we lose the ability to be clear and concise when getting our point across. Okay, make eye contact, guys. Look each other in the eye. That's very important, and it goes a long way. If you have to, fucking write it down. Write down what you're trying to communicate to your other half. If it's something, even if it's something little. All right, because little things tend to mount up, and then they turn into a big deal, and they get really heavy, really fast. So even if it's a little issue, and you can't remember it when you're having to sit down, and you have to have that conversation with your other half, whether it be over a cup of coffee at breakfast, it's my preferred time to have that conversation with my wife. But everybody does it differently. Try to keep yourself clear-minded. You know, sober, if possible. Okay, and again, there's a difference that we have to point out right now between communication and emotional dumping. Okay, sometimes we have so many frustrations built up inside of us, right? And we're just like, ugh, and it's just festering inside of us, and we're like, ugh, I want to let it go. Oh, look, there's my wife. Hey, baby, oh, fucking me, I feel this way, and I'm like, God, I wish I could change it. And it's just unloading all my emotional burden onto my wife. Does that help her out? Fuck no, because I don't know what condition she's in. Maybe she's stressed out at the moment. Maybe she just went through some shit with another family member or the children, and I'm over here just taking a big ass dump on her, right? I'm letting out all my emotions and frustrations onto her. We don't want to do that. Okay, that's not communication. That's just us unloading all of our emotional burden onto somebody else's shoulders and pretty much giving all that shitty feelings to them. We don't want to do that, all right? So that goes with being clear and concise. We want to avoid sermons, getting all emotional. We want to make eye contact, guys. And again, if we have to, we got to write it down. It helps. And for God's sakes, no emotional dumping. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, don't take that big ass emotional dump on your other half. It's not nice. Going on to number 2, okay? Number 1 was being clear and concise. And again, we're talking about what is effective communication. All right. So number 2 is nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication. Okay, we want to pay attention to our partner's reactions, their body language. We want to cue into this. All right. What is their body language telling us? Are they nervous? In this case, I'll use a female. Is she nervous? Guys, is your wife nervous when you're having this hard conversation? Calm her down. If you see she's getting nervous, you gotta calm her down. Let her make him understand that this is not a conversation to have a fight. If it's a hard conversation, you're not trying to fight each other. You're trying to get a point across. You're trying to communicate with each other, okay? Because it's between two people or more. So again, pay attention to their cues, their body language. Cue in on that. Is she hesitant? Does she want to say something but is unsure if she will make you mad? Or will that thing she say make you emotional, make you lose your shit? You gotta reassure her, dudes. Alright, my dudes, you gotta reassure her until it's alright. That's the reason for the whole conversation. Is so you can sit down, not take an emotional dump on each other, but let out those things that you want to communicate to your other half, alright? Whether it be, hey man, you're not she might be something like, hey baby, you haven't washed the dishes, in a couple weeks. Can you help me out with that? Because, that's a lot of fucking work. Just as an example. All right. Or my dudes, hey, baby, I miss that back rub you used to give me, you stopped doing that a couple months ago, and, I really miss it. Things like that. All right. That's just examples. All right. So here we go. Again, if she's hesitant, reassure her that it's okay to speak her mind. All right. Reassure her. Say, it's okay, baby. I'm not going to get mad at you. Just let me know what you're thinking. All right. If you happen to see your other half just starting to look around, maybe they're looking at the ceiling, looking at their feet. That's kind of telling you that maybe you're starting to get into a sermon and you're losing their interest. Okay, so recapture their attention, get them back on the train, and again, maybe you're talking too much. Give her a fucking turn to talk, okay? Again, no sermons. All right, we're going to move on to number 3 now. Respect. Respect. What can we do to show respect? Number 1, we can follow through on any agreements that we make during this conversation. All right? Anything that we're communicating. Again, the setting is breakfast, we're talking it out over coffee. we're having a conversation with the other half. Maybe it's a hard conversation that needs to happen, or maybe it's just, you're used to this. You have casual conversations and you're just bringing up topics. It's good to get practice in, and you'll get better at it with your spouse, of course. So again, to show respect for the conversation, and to show that we understand what we're trying to communicate to each other, is follow through. If we make any agreements, we agree to make changes in our routines, or to make more time for our other half, follow through. Okay? There's nothing more disrespectful than totally ignoring any promises made. So keep your word. Okay? You're building trust, and if you don't keep your word, it won't mean shit. Okay? Later on. Believe me. And that's what I mean. Your word won't mean shit going forward to your other half, or anyone else, really. You break your promises. Again, and we have to encourage each other, guys. Any agreements we make together, we stick it out together. Sometimes I'll be slacking, and the wife's got to come over and be like, yo, tighten up, boy. And I'll be like, all right, yes, ma'am. So encourage each other to get through, and, speak your mind to each other respectfully, of course. And to follow through on agreements made between the two of you. Write it down again. Write it down. Read over it together, if you have to. Go over each other's strengths, guys, during this. This is going to help build respect towards each other, because, for me and my wife, for me to tell her, hey, damn, your squat is fucking, you're squatting pretty heavy. When we go out weightlifting, or she tells me the same thing, oh, day boy, your bench, that makes me feel really good, and I respect her for that. Of course, we want to do that towards each other often. Okay, more often than not. And that also includes holding each other accountable. Like, yo, you say we're going to work out 3 or 4 times a week, and you missed out, let's see, we're supposed to go 3 days this week, you missed out 2 days, boom, Sometimes it's hard to be that person, that's got to hold the other one accountable, but somebody's got to do it. Alright, or else you're going to make agreements and they're just going to slowly fade away. Okay, they're not going to become routine. Communication, guys. So that's, again, let's break it down. Okay, so we started off with the question, what is effective communication? Okay, and we realized that it's the ability to convey information to one another effectively and efficiently. We got 3 main points across. Okay, we have to be clear and concise is number 1. Number 2, nonverbal communication, which is, cue into your partner's body language. What are their feet telling you? Are they, doing this number the whole time? Are they getting nervous? Or are they doing this? Or I'm like, oh, fuck this, this is fucking boring. Fuck, yeah, I don't want to be here. Cue into those emotions and figure your partner out. Yeah, it's fun. And again, number 3 is respect. Respect. So when we're communicating to our partner, we want to get the most out of it, right? Out of the conversation, of course. We don't want to just end up fighting or pouting, this was fucked up. I don't know why we did this shit. Fuck this. Fucking Carlos. Why'd he get us to do this shit, man? If it's going to fuck us up like this. No. We got to get the most out of it. And we both got to do our part. Again, we're using the example of husband and wife. So, just fucking get to know each other better. You're never going to get to know each other completely in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. No way, man. The more you look, the more you're going to discover of your other half. And it's fucking exciting. Especially when you start pushing each other to grow to the next level physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's an awesome journey that you can make together, and it's priceless. All right, I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's fucking hard sometimes, but it's fucking awesome too. All right, so 2 categories that we got over here, that I guess we could use as a base to get to know our spouse. I ask myself, what makes her happy? What makes my wife happy? I made it my goal to figure that out. What drives her growth? And what makes her trust me more? What motivates her to reach her goals or set new ones? Am I leading by example? Okay, this is how we get to know our other half. This is just under one category, if you will, which is what makes her happy. What keeps her morale high and feeling grateful? Do my goals make her feel included? That all falls under category one. Because obviously, we make each other happy, and when our goals that we make include our spouse, wow, that makes them feel really fucking good, right? Because when they make goals and they're like, oh yeah, this includes you, I'm like, God, yeah, I feel fucking awesome. Vice versa, when we're making goals, we want to include our spouse as much as possible. Granted, there are goals that are personal, and we don't want to stop doing those, but right now we're talking about communicating, getting to know our partner better, how to effectively get to know them better. Because the better we get to know them, the better we're going to communicate with each other. And under category 2 is what makes her lose her shit. All right, so there's 2 categories. They go out of, how do we make the most out of a conversation and get to know our spouse better? This could be another conversation. Let's get to know each other better. And you can ask yourself these 2 questions. Okay? What makes her happy? We just went over that. And now, what makes her lose her shit? Okay? This is just as important as what makes her happy. Okay? Because we don't want our spouse losing their shit all the fucking time. What breaks her trust? Or what steadily chips away at her trust? Okay? This is under the category of what makes her lose her shit. Things I can write down. Okay? Is the message I'm sending saying I don't care or I don't need her? Are these things that I'm doing, saying, this could be in my activities. This could be in social media. This could be work. Am I putting work over her? Am I putting myself in, in a position where I'm reaching my physical goals, but I'm not including her? What kind of message would that say in the end? If I'm working all the time and I'm like, well, we were going to go on a date, but I'm going to work. Or, damn, I'm getting fucking buff. I'm getting ripped. And I never invite her to go to the gym. What kind of message am I sending? We got to think about these things sometimes. No, scratch that all the time. But not in a way, guys, that we're like, oh, fuck. Well, I better be careful with my next move or I'm going to fuck up. And no. And I'm saying this in a conscious point of view of being considerate, not obsessive. Okay, we're not trying to. Yes, our other half is important, but they're part of our world. Okay, we can't let them be the center of our world. They're very close to the center, but they're not the center. We have other things, other views, other things we want to do. Okay. So again, am I sharing my wins with my spouse? Every time I achieve something, a new goal, am I celebrating with her first? Or is she included when I celebrate with a group of people? Keep these things in mind. For us, men, we need feedback. Okay. We must listen to her. What does she ask of me? What can I do more of? All right, these are things that we can ask our spouse during the conversation. What? I ask the questions, right? What does she ask of me? What do you ask of me, baby? What would you like me to do? Or what can I do more of? And when she responds, we better listen. Okay? Of course, if it's something insane like, oh, you're gonna wash all the clothes and all the dishes all the time, I'll be like, you got me fucked up. But I'm just being honest. So again, feedback. We all need feedback, on progress, on how we're doing, are we making mistakes, on the good stuff too. Okay, we need it, and the wife can help out significantly. Oh, y'all are good at that, aren't you? Oh, yeah. What happened to Mr. Diet over there? Yeah, eating all them cookies. Yeah, they're really good at feedback. Positive feedback. Okay, give us some positive feedback. Yes, I'm eating 3 cookies, but how long has it been? I am probably in a carbohydrate deficit right now. I need these cookies, or I'll die. Do you want me to die? No, right? Okay. Yeah, things like that, okay? So positive feedback. If our wife isn't that big talkative kind, smiling, laughing, or even added attention towards you, the man, these are good cues, and they're nonverbal cues, of course, because not every woman will sit there and tell you, oh, good job. Sometimes all you get is a pat in the back in the form of your favorite dinner being served out of nowhere. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Any negative feedback we can get, man? Ooh, nagging. The silent treatment. You're like, baby, are you okay? Psst, psst. Start poking her. Psst, psst. Hey, are you okay? Oh my God, she's not talking to me. That sucks. We don't want that. But that's a cue that, something's fucked up. Time to investigate. Yeah. All right. I know I've bored everybody here with all my talking, but it's time to wrap it up. Today's message is become comfortable communicating with your other half, okay? Go ahead and have that hard conversation. Help each other find your strengths and weaknesses. Control your emotions, okay? Your message will be clear and to the point that way. Okay, get to know your woman, her emotional cues, what she loves, what she hates with a capital H. And draw out your plans for her, okay? Make her feel included. Follow through. Keep your word so that so that your yes and no mean more than a promise. That'll go a long way, guys. You can quote me on that one. Keep your word so that keep your word so that your yes and no mean more than a promise. And as a final thought, I learned these 2 guidelines. And I'm gonna harp on Jeremiah Sullivan all the time, but he's an awesome dude. Keep this in mind, guys. Work towards success, not perfection. Mistakes will be made along the way as you're both growing, as a couple. But just focus on success and not perfection. Okay, just keep working towards becoming a better leader consistently, and you will succeed. You're going to fail along the way. That's just part of the process. All right. And again, the 80-20 rule, this is another tool that is good as a guideline. Everybody's tolerances are different, but in this case, it's you 80% love it, you 20% hate it. You're never going to 100% love it. Okay, there's always going to be that 20%, that 25%, 35% that you're going to hate. All right, everybody's tolerances are different, and you know yourself better than anyone else. So again, it's not going to be all butterflies and roses 100% of the time. But we can all get through the tough times together.